This is fun. I'm in a left turn lane, so I'm undertaking here, but very cautious of that in front of me, him pulling out, but equally anyone that wants to go in. Keeping an eye on that car, making sure it's not going to go in. Coming to a stop here. Keeping an eye on the mirrors. Sign for diverted traffic, so it could be busier than normal. One thing I could do there is cut through the petrol station forecourt to cut this corner off and the lights. I've seen a gaggle of 3 police bikes do that, so I assume it's okay, being conscious of anyone who's doing that. Right, we're in town, 30-mile-an-hour limit. Quite busy traffic. It's during the Easter holidays as well. This is on the route into Wales, so conscious of any tourists who might not be familiar with the road layout. Car on the right, but he's turning left. Brake lights up ahead, queue of cars, pretty river. A lot of pedestrians out, including kids, cyclist on the pavement. Car ahead that wants to turn in. Car in front to let him do that. Traffic on my right is pushing oncoming traffic over onto my side of the road, so I'm going to move slightly over to the left and take a right at this roundabout. If we can get through drivers who aren't particularly certain about what they're doing, I can squeeze through there. Nice cream van had seen me, and I had space to move out of the way before the car behind the heavy that was signalling to go through could actually enter the roundabout. Nicely blocked by the heavy. Another heavy up ahead wanting to cross the road. He's doing that now, so I'm going to start reducing my speed. It's going to be quite long. There's a cream van behind me. Level crossing here. That's fine, they're slowing down a little for it. It's nice and smooth. Going the other way it's not so smooth. I happen to know that local knowledge, so I tend to lift my bum off the seat just to make it a bit more comfortable. Right, we're going straight over at this roundabout, second exit. Van behind me is wanting to turn right, so I can go over onto the left to give him space to come through. And I got space to pull through here, checking both exits. So I had seen that van at the side of the road before entering the roundabout. One thing I could have done was be a bit more wary about the car in front having to slow down or stop. So perhaps I could have paused at the entrance, allowed the car on my right, not allowed the car on my right, waited for the car on my right to go through so that I wasn't in quite such a rush. Anyway, we're doing 40 and a 60, right hand bend, so I'm taking up left hand position to see past the car. We might have an overtake on in a minute, but we've got a sports car approaching, decent speed, ish. Why are we doing 35 now in a 60? I got someone right up my chuff. We're left hand bend ahead, we've got solid white lines, there's no overtaking, and I can see there is traffic oncoming. Opening up plenty of space to the car in front. Now, I could tighten it up and put the overtake on. It's early into my ride though, I'm still easing into it. Not going to rush. Right hand turn up ahead, this car might be turning there. If not, I can see we've got a long straight. Past that, they do look distracted ahead. I'm going to give them even more room, and then we might think about tightening up. There they go, they're turning off here. Just keeping an eye on them, making sure they're committed to that. Okay, now I can take up a better position for this left-hander and get up to speed. There we are, up to nationals. Right-hand turn ahead, so I'm taking up a left-hand position. Plenty of oncoming traffic. Lay-by on the left, so I'm going to take up middle position. I can see the exit for the lay-by there, so I'm going to maintain my middle position so I've got good visibility on that exit as well as the corner. Okay, we're past that. We've got light traffic ahead of us, traffic quite far behind us. Brow of the hill, so middle position. See the road narrows ahead, and there's traffic ahead as well. Looks like quite a bit of traffic, so in terms of overtakes, not thinking of anything at the moment. Won't get me much advantage. Sign for a sharp left turn ahead. Paint on the road. Solid white lines. Opening up into dotted lines on my side. We're entering a 50 here. There's traffic ahead. Reducing my speed down to 50. I've got a view through this corner, so there's no point going out onto the side of the road for that. Here I can just straighten this bend a little, come up middle of the road because of oncoming traffic cutting the corner, and we're at 50, so there's no real advantage to be gained from going to the extremes of the road, or the lane rather. Sharp right-hander ahead. I'm going to take up a left-hand position, there's no reason not to, it gives me a better view round. Left-hander ahead, solid white lines. We've got double curves ahead for half a mile, so probably more than double. Oncoming traffic, so middle of the lane, splitting my, keeping my safety bubble. Down to 40, residential area. Brake lights, so slowing even more. Nice position for view around, and then coming back in whence I see a car ahead. We're going quite gently through all these. Hello sir. Hello sir. And sir. Or perhaps madam. Monsieur. Right, still in a 40. Cars ahead are progressing a little better. Junction on my left, so positioned out away from that. See a sharp right-hander with a junction on the left ahead. So for a sharp right, I'd normally be over in position 1, like this. But because there's a junction, I want to be a bit further out. I also want to be far enough away from the car ahead that I can see that junction in time to stop. Nationals ahead, and I can see the road is clear. So up to 40 and now 60, and looks like we can put the overtake on. Come in just before the solid white lines. Sharp left, so solid white lines giving this car some space. Position to overtake if the opportunity presents itself. Brow of the hill, we can go here, we'll go here. Lay-by on the left, but no cars. There was a small turning off to the side right there. The car ahead was making wasn't slowing down, and there was nothing at that junction. So brow of the hill, not going to overtake just yet, but I'm in a position where I can do so. Now I can go out, pick up some speed, burn off that speed, and pop back in. I could potentially do the same here, but I got two long vehicles with a queue ahead, so there's not space for me to get back in. So I'm going to stay out here for a little bit. I've got a nice long left-hander, but that hedge is blocking any view to the right, so I can't see if there's a junction there or not. There isn't. And perhaps if I'd have moved out, I could have got a better view on that. I don't have a particularly good view here. I'm a little too close. And we're slowing down. I think there's a brow of the hill ahead. Yeah, So I've got a good view ahead, I'm happy out here, but now that there's an oncoming car I'm going to move back in a little. Car waiting to turn out on the left, I'm in a good position to be seen. Not so much from the right, so I'm increasing my distance to the car ahead. We've got a right turn up here, car's slowing. That van ahead is really close to the lorry, so the overtake's a little more difficult than I'd like. Van behind me is turning off. Okay. Potential here, but I'm still not totally confident that I've got enough space between me and that lead vehicle, which is what I'm going to have to go for, because the gap just isn't there between the van and the Luton ahead of it. I'm moving over to the left to give myself a better view up here. I've got the view. Go. And there is enough space now, which is nice. It's opened up a bit and I can pop back in. Turn off to the right, so increasing my distance to the Iveco ahead. Going to a 50. We're already doing less than 50 at the moment. We've got junctions on the right, left, and another one on the left ahead. And a heavy turning across the road, so we're going to be slowing down. We've got a Starbucks ahead, so I'm going to be wary of GS riders that could be emergency braking. What is this? What is going on here? Oh, he's turning right. Did he just come out of there? Probably not. Right. So the car waiting to turn onto the road, I'm going to give plenty of space to the vehicle in front so that he can see me. Doesn't think that I'm a gap. I was staying over to the right there so that any oncoming cars had a view of me as well. And also, just the van behind obviously doesn't have a problem with tailgating. You can see him quite close up to the car in front, so I just want to take a little bit of a dominant position just to not give any impression that that I'm turning off, or no excuse for him to start doing something silly, trying to overtake or whatever. Right, still in a 50, sharp left turn ahead, plenty of traffic. Nationals ahead, and plenty of oncoming traffic. Got a really good view ahead. I can see there's not going to be much gaps for me, so we might be stuck here for a while. Car ahead with its indicators on to turn across the road onto my left. Van behind him is slowing. I'm going to rear end him and push him across the road. Right, long queue of traffic and oncoming traffic as well. Quite busy. Car emerging on the left. Got a good view of him, he's got a good view of me. I keep saying him. Them. I have no idea what the gender is. I'm sure she didn't appreciate me thinking she was a man. Right, potential overtake here, but we got solid white straight after it, a long queue of traffic ahead. The advantage is minuscule, so there's no point. I'll be turning off this road eventually. But it looks like, for a while at least, we're just going to have to sit back and enjoy the view. Alright, junction on the right and the left ahead. Left first. Car wanting to enter the road on the left, cyclist on the right with a car behind him. Could have overtaken it there, but I don't mind that he didn't. Junction up ahead, the learner driver wanting to enter it from the offside, and a van on the inside, so I'm going to take up a middle position so they can both see me. I've got plenty of space, but not quite enough that they're going to think about squeezing through, and I'm slowing my speed as I go through as well. a little inconvenient for them. You know, if I was tucked up behind that van, then they might have been able to squeeze through behind me and the transit that's following me. I don't really care about that. Train! You know, obviously you want to make space for people as much as possible, but I just don't trust people coming out of junctions and turning in. And that's based on experience. More anticipation means less moments. There's potentials for overtakes here. It's a corner, a bend in the road. I've got a great view and a long line of traffic. So again, the advantage is really there in trying to put something on. We're doing 55 in a 60, so I can't complain. So there's a right hand bend. I'm not over in position 1, I'm sort of left of centre. I've got plenty of vision up ahead. I don't need to be any further over. Left-hander ahead, I can smell smoke. Bonfire maybe. That's clearing up. So, making some progress, around 50. Junction to the left up ahead. Looks like possibly a bridge. Maintaining a decent gap between myself and the van in front. Levels of traffic are just, they don't warrant an overtake. Although there is space in front of this van now, so I'm thinking if the gap presents itself I can drop a gear and swing by. We've got brake lights ahead though in a roundabout, so no, that's off. Van nice and close up my arse, so maintaining distance ahead. We've got red lights for traffic crossing here. No, I'm not happy about squeezing in through there. And technically it's against the highway code to overtake the vehicle at the front of a pedestrian crossing. I can't remember if it's a pedestrian crossing or traffic lights. I think it's pedestrian crossing. So, over the roundabout here, cautious of the chap on my left and the van behind. Might be trying to straight line the roundabout, straight through me. Right, so plenty of space in front of this van ahead. So I'm looking for potential overtakes. At the moment, not so much. If I was feeling really extreme, I'd be possibly out right offsiding it here, but there's no need for that. So heavy oncoming and a van in the lay-by. Lights on. It's not moving. So tractor ahead. Tractors in and of themselves are fine. It's the cars behind them that I worry about. So whenever I see a tractor, generally, there's no every time or never with anything, but one thing I'll be thinking about is cars behind the tractor looking for the overtake. We've got a roundabout ahead. Van behind me appears to be turning right, so I'm going to stick over to the left. Make my intentions clear here. Watch them. Check the van behind. All good. Do we have an overtake? Nope. Yeah, oncoming tractors with traffic behind them scares the bejesus out of me. Generally, most drivers I've found, and this is generalisation, don't overtake. They're not used to overtaking. It's not something they practice. Just looking for this overtake here. It's looking good, so I'm going to pop over to the offside, get a much better view. It's on. Here we go. Yeah, generally the there's definitely some drivers that don't. I'm being way too careful there. There's definitely some drivers that don't that aren't used to overtaking. When they're stuck behind a tractor, they kind of have to overtake. So you need to watch out for folks who don't have a great overtaking technique. They will be right up the tractor's arse, so their view is very limited to begin with, and then think, oh, I gotta go as quickly as possible, get over and done with. Cautious on my left of this slip road. Got a nice blind spot mirror here, which is it's handy. Doesn't mean you don't need to check, but it just makes the extra checks a bit easier. We're making decent progress here, so I'm not looking for the overtake. You've got these inexperienced folks behind a tractor. They're unpredictable. They will suddenly go for it. So I want to make sure that I'm as visible as possible. And the trouble is that they're not looking for a bike. Sometimes they're not even looking for anything at all. They just close their eyes and hope for the best. But so here we are. Here's a good example. So reducing my speed a bit, making sure that I've got a good view of that driver, and he's got a good view of me. And those are two separate things. Me having a good view of him means I can react to anything he does, and him having a good view of me means there's less chance of him doing something. I say them doing something crazy. So very slow moving traffic on the right, and ahead of us. I wonder if I'm still recording. I think so. Slow moving traffic, thinking about idiots like me who might be trying to filter through, or cars that here, particularly at the end of the line, any cars that are approaching too fast. I decide that they need to swerve into my lane to get past, making sure that I've got a good view of them and they've got a good view of me. Entering a 50, we're at 40, and we're going to be turning left up here, hopefully onto a much quieter road. We've got a car looking to enter the road from the right. Some kind of yellow light that's going on. Anyway, we'll be turning left here, so we've got a queue of traffic wanting to turn out. We've got a car coming behind us. I'm showing him my brake lights and my indicator. Dropping down into a decent gear. Round we go, cancelling my indicator there before the turn off to the left, but being conscious of anyone who thinks that I might be wanting to turn in there. Right, we're in a 30 built up area. We're doing 30, there's no reason not to right now. And I can smell poop, which means we're in the country. Also means there are farm vehicles around. Nationals up ahead. Cars, looks like 2 cars, so conscious of the one behind, maybe want to overtake. 3 cars in fact. So, over on the left to give them a better view of me, and me a better view of them. So we've got to turn on, bend to the right. We got, oh, that's just water. Not sure if that was potholes. And that's a lay-by on the left, I couldn't tell for a little bit. Wasn't sure if it was a junction. Keeping my options open. So we've got houses on the right, I can see the driveways are clear. Brow of the hill ahead. Solid white lines on my side, broken lines on their side. Presumably turning into white lines here, yeah. Nice clear view on the left. Got dead rabbits and a pheasant. So, giving space, slowing down. Pheasants are suicidal maniacs. There's no one behind me, so I'm quite happy to briskly reduce my speed. The advantage of regular rear checks on the rear mirror. Nice long straight here. Just using the hill to gain speed here actually. So we've got brow of the hill here, 1 car oncoming. Not expecting anyone to leap in my lane there, but picking a position in the middle of the road so that I can go either left or right. If there happens to be a cyclist just over the brow of the hill, I can give them more space by going on the right. Another brow here. road bears to the right ahead. Junction on the left. So the junction on the left, I'm worried about anyone coming out. I'm also worried about anyone going in. Especially there. If that car decided to go in, at what point would it have seen me? Yeah, that's white, is it a Micra? Would he have seen me before he started pulling in around the corner? I've got a warning sign ahead, I've no idea what it is, it's very faded. Crossroads. Crossroads are here, so it's slowing down a little, taking up the position near the middle of the road, but there's potholes, so reducing my speed so that I'm making up for the loss of position there. Road bends around to the right, taking up position on the left, staying over on the left for the oncoming traffic, just giving myself some more space. Broken surface, so taking that into account with my position. You've got your ideal position, and then you've got the position you can have, and then you've got the speed that you feel comfortable with based on the visibility that you've got. Making sure that you can stop on your side of the road in the space that you can see to be clear, or something like that. But a farm entrance on the left, that's just a lay-by. Right, brow of the hill, sharp turn to the left.